We have a seat waiting for you in the Delmarva Life audience. Come be part of the fun. To book your seat, just visit delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab, or you can call 443-880-9116. Well, you may be one of the many people on Delmarva who last year tried to plant impatiens in your garden, but instead your beautiful flowers ended up with a disease called Downy mildew. You can see the progression of the disease here. You start with beautiful blooms, and then the mildew just takes over, with the end result there on the bottom right. Well, did you know that mildew lives in your soil for years? So joining us today to show us what else we can plant in those areas where you may have had planted those impatiens is Ginny Rosencrantz with the University of Maryland Extension Office. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Is there any way of knowing that we have the downy mildew before we plant?
Well, the only sure way to know is if you planted impatiens, like I did. I planted impatiens last year, and I planted one from one garden center, and I got some others from a different garden center, and the one from one garden center immediately fell apart. And I was like, oh my Lord. I mean, like a little bit of rain, and all of a sudden no flowers, and then all of a sudden no leaves, and I was too busy to really go check. And then I started talking to some people, and I said, what's going on? They said, well, check this, and I did. And it's like, wow, new disease, downy mildew.
Downy mildew.
Well, the other side was really great. And I talked to a plant pathologist bragging, you know, mine are doing really good. You guys wait till it rains, Ginny. So,
okay.
Yes, August.
And it can travel, like from your neighbor's yard to your yard?
Yeah, this is a type of fungal disease. So yes, it blows in the wind. And the resting spore, the winter resting spore, is called an oospore. We don't know how long it will last in the soil.
Oh, okay.
And it's so tiny, I cannot say, well, give me a soil sample, I'll take a look at it. Cannot do that. All I can say is if you planted impatiens last year and you had the problem, don't try to do it this year.
Okay, so what you should plant instead is, let's start with begonias.
Well, the begonias are nice because they come in lots of different sizes and shapes and some of the different colors. Nothing is going to replace the impatien, but this is a good choice. We've got the wax begonias, we've got the green ones, this is the green leafed ones, and we also have red leaf ones, and they stay low to the ground. They like the same kind of, moist shade that impatiens have, and they'll give you lots of flowers all through the season. And then if you want to get a little bit larger, we do have larger. We've got the angel wing begonia, which is nice and big, and the dragon wing begonia. That's one of my favorites. And the dragon wing can get to be 2 feet tall. Nice, big, full, gorgeous, good in containers, but great just out. And these beautiful flowers are just, bright red and bright pink.
So that's the wax, the dragon wing, the angel wing that you
love the
mentioned.
colors, yes.
And then there's one other one that you don't have here.
There's a tuberous begonia called Nonstop. And it does better, I think, up in the New England area than here. You can go ahead and try it, but it likes cooler summers than we have. We have hot, muggy summers.
Okay, let's move on. Another plant you might want to consider is caladium.
Caladiums are really neat. The thing about caladiums you have to remember, though, is they like it hot. And it has been such a cool spring that I bought some.
Is this it right
here?
here?
This is it right here. I love, you buy it for the foliage because the foliage is really pretty. It's green with pink, or green with red, or green with white, and anything with green with white in the shade is excellent because it really, brightens up the shade. But it doesn't like to be in ground unless the ground is warm.
Okay.
Anything under 40 degrees and it's shivering and cold.
So we ought to wait for that.
Wait,
buy
them now and
What
hold
about
on.
coleus?
Coleus, these are neat. Coleus comes in so many different colors. Look at these guys. We have red and yellow, we have multicolors, and they come in large leaf and small leaf. One is called duckfoot. Funky names. One of the, they're just all really neat. They love the shade, and they're very, very good with the amount of,
And that's not even the funniest name. There's the fishnet stockings.
Don't you love that one?
And there's a picture of it right there.
There she goes. Isn't that gorgeous? And that bright chartreuse is going to really sparkle in the shade, which is nice.
And these are all shade lovers?
They're all shade lovers. Now, there are some sun lovers, so be sure to read the tag to make you get the right one.
Sure. Now, New Guinea.
New Guinea. Now, New Guinea is a type of impatient
This
right
one
here. Yeah. And they're a little larger. They can handle a little bit more sunshine. So people go, oh, they're not going to survive. Well, they will. They need a little bit more sunshine. They do not get the downy mildew.
Okay.
They have the same beautiful color of flowers. They just don't get completely covered with flowers like the impatiens, the regular garden impatiens.
And you call this the clown plant.
Yeah, this is a different one. This is called the clown plant. And we haven't planted it a lot on the Eastern Shore. I don't think that Maryland has a lot of it, but they're really neat. They have purple flowers and pink flowers and white flowers. And they like the same kind of, moist, shady areas. So I'm going to give it a try, see how it does in my garden. We'll let you know.
So with all of these, you can really add color to shady
absolutely.
areas.
Yes. And these are all, tried and true. that should give you what you need in terms of the color, the textures, and just the fun stuff.
All right, Jenny, as always, thank you so much. Learned so much today. And of course, if you missed any of these plants or for more gardening tips from Jenny, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab. Well, still to come on Delmarva Life, the Big Top Cupcake promises to deliver a sweet treat 25 times bigger than your ordinary cupcake. We'll see how it stacks up as we put it to the test. And later, a sneak peek of tonight's How I Met Your Mother season finale. We'll also hear from the cast as they weigh in on the question we all want to know the answer to: who is the mother? Plus, we still have plenty of money to give away. We'll have another chance for you to become $250 richer by 5 p.m. But first, we talked about caring for your plants. Now let's talk about caring for your body. Dr. Oz has a few simple guidelines for a healthier you.
On the road to a healthier body, it's okay if you make mistakes. Just get back on the road again. Follow these simple guidelines. Make eating automatic. For 14 days, train yourself to make healthy choices. Belly fat is a bigger indicator than the scale when it comes to major health risks. Don't starve yourself. Eat smart, well-portioned meals and snacks. Lastly, lean on a friend or family member for support.